Well, imagine a day not too far into the future when people say, wow, El Paso, Texas, center of innovation and entrepreneurship. Where did this get started? What happened here? And that's what we did. We just did it here in El Paso, Texas at the Museum of Art. Well, when we talked about the strands, the idea was, okay, what can we lay out as goals that are achievable? If you're going to have an initiative, you got to figure out whether or not you can get it done, and then you got to measure yourself on the way. The measurable goals were, first is financial literacy. Owning a credit card, knowing what it says, buying a home and understanding the interest rates, saving for college, understanding how to do a budget. Those are things that are going to be keys to the life of our students. So the idea is that you're walking across the stage and here's your certificate and you just graduated from El Paso High, and on the back, I am an El Paso entrepreneur, certified. And there are 10 gold stars about what you've mastered for the 21st century. The second strand was financial stability and wealth creation. How do we encourage savings, encourage folks to get rid of debt and start putting away for the future? Folks said, well, we need to increase the savings rate here. So they laid out a goal, 50,000 new savings accounts for immigrants, students, soldiers, those that don't have savings today. And then the final thing, which is measurable, is doubling small business lending. So those were kind of the ideas that floated around, and now those have been put into goals for each of these strands, and the strands are going to move forward now and start working on these very key initiatives. Here's where we are today. More students take bankruptcy than go to college. We have in the United States today a savings rate that is essentially negative. To get more small business loans, we're going to have folks that can present an income and expense statement. These were the challenges that we started with, and then we went into the breakout rooms to say, really, what do we do as a community? How do we lay out a strategy and lay out some broad goals to meet in the next 4 to 5 years to solve those issues? Well, as you'd imagine, everybody has an interest in making this work, from the school districts, who have the chief responsibility for educating our students, to the credit unions who have been so strong here in El Paso, to banks. The SBA was here, the Housing Authority was here, the YWC in El Paso, they wanted to be here and shape this agenda. The United Way has determined that financial stability of our families is their #1 goal. Fort Bliss, they took a strong leadership role. The city of El Paso, there were dozens of organizations here ready to take a piece of the Invest in the American Dream future. So where does it go from here? What happens is there's going to be a meeting of the strands. These strands will each have champions. The champions are responsible for gathering the input, making sure everybody gets a chance to participate. They're supposed to gather this information, lay out the plan, and then kind of move it to success. And then what we're going to do is have quarterly meetings of the bigger group, what we're calling the Invest Conference stakeholders, and then every year do a banquet to celebrate this is where we were, this is where we've come, and this is what we're celebrating by way of success. So we've laid out, if you will, an accountability program, a calendar of events so that we can measure ourselves in the months and years to come, which is the key really to a community moving forward. Imagine a day when 50,000 new people are saving for the future, and that money's coming back to El Paso to be invested over and again. And that day someone comes in and says, how did this happen in El Paso, Texas? Well, I hope they're watching this, because it happened right here. It was born today.